Hey, yo. Check it.
Welcome back, Hir-O.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind to lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.
Yo. Wagwan.
We back. Episode 81.
Episode Megatron, my guy.
Nice.
One of the greatest receivers of all time. Top 3 greatest receiver ever?
Yup.
Who you got over Megatron?
Randy Moss.
Anybody else?
Honestly, if we're talking about my personal preference and not bringing any type of pre-existing politics into it, no. No. Me personally, Moss won, Megatron number 2.
I don't think anybody can argue with that, bro.
There was this one receiver who was really good, but he did a Popeyes chicken commercial with a chicken chin strap. So
I don't remember him. I don't know who that is.
Oh man.
Any other 81s? I'm sure another wide receiver.
Yeah, a lot of football ones. I think. But we don't have time to think about it right now. So Rick Brown.
Yeah, help us
out. We're back to needing you, man.
All right, shout out Rick Brown and a speedy recovery for dealing with some stuff. We're all dealing with stuff in the COVID world, so
yeah, man. So shout out to Rick.
Gonna lift him up.
Get well, brother. But yeah, bro. Episode 81. What are you into currently, my friend?
Bro.
Before we get started, I just have to get this off my chest. I am growing very frustrated. There's still no trailer for the Snake Eyes movie that comes out in July. You guys know I'm a huge Snake Eyes fan. This movie has no trailer, and the movie comes out in like 2 months. What?
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm waiting. I'm hoping we get one. Hoping.
I don't see. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about the production of the film. So yeah,
I know it's dope. It has to be. They got the same stunt guy from the Kenshin movies. The live action Kenshin movies they're the greatest live action anime films ever. It's not even close.
Yeah, they're great.
So I know the swordplay is gonna be nuts. They got a crazy good cast. Andrew Koji playing Storm Shadow. Speaking of Andrew Koji, what I've been into currently is Warrior. Man, I love this show so much, bro. It's really how would you say it? Rivaling?
Fuck, why can't I say it now? Rivaling.
Mm-hmm. It's really rivaling Into the Badlands and Handsome Siblings as like probably my favorite show. Non-animated show ever. This is really, really good, man.
Yep.
Like top tier Hollywood production fight scene every episode.
Literally multiple ones every episode.
More than one. It's
how
really,
far are you?
Really dope. I'm like about to be done with season 1, so I'm about to start watching season 2 probably tonight.
Yep.
Awesome. Love it. What about you?
And it's also like not only are the fights awesome, like the story is cold too.
Yeah, the story is good, man. It's really good, man. It's a good show. This is right up my alley. And Andrew Koji he is, like I said last episode, like I already knew about him and I knew how skilled he was, but he's somehow better than I thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's great. What about me, bro? I'm in this weird in-between period where I finished a game, and then a game that I know I'm going to spend a lot of time on has not come out yet, but it comes out at the end of this week, which is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That's my favorite game series of all time. I've played and beaten all those games probably 3 times each, But still, like if you telling me you remastered it and got all the DLC and I get to play them all again, like yeah, it's just such good lore, man. Like the universe is dope. I'm a sci-fi buff, obviously, so having a connection to the story and anticipating how they choose to move forward in the future, ignoring the train wreck that was Mass Effect Andromeda. Although I will swear by, Mass Effect Andromeda has the best third-party shooter action gameplay of all time. Too bad the story was a fucking turd. but the gameplay, bro, good. The actual action and like there's the Force, right? The Force in Mass Effect is called biotics. Is when you whatever. I mean, I could explain it to you. I could explain it to you. We could do the podcast. So just take my word for it that there's fucking magic that people can use, right? And there was something that they introduced in Mass Effect 2, but it didn't really come to form until Mass Effect 3. The biotic combinations where you can like with one power you can lift the motherfucker up, and then you can put in a second command to like throw a like warp ball, like a ball of energy at them, and while they're up in the air, and those two, like the combination will make like an explosion, and it will like just decimate everything. And so part of it is just me being better at video games, because when I first started playing these games, it was like 2006, so I was like a kid still, kind of. And just them improving the physics and improving the gameplay loop. Bro, you can really, like, you really feel like a one-man army, just like destroying entire legions of robots and aliens and monsters. It's really, really dope.
Word.
So shout out to Mass Effect Andromeda, actually no.
No.
Shout out to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I will be copping that shit immediately as soon as it comes out and playing it. So
word.
Boom.
So yeah, man. Also this weekend I had a jiu-jitsu tournament. I did really good, man. I went 3-1. Had two submission W's. I showed you the video. I almost broke this one dude's arm because I had like super clean Kimura catch, and I'm a really nice guy. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of looking at the ref like, this is pretty bad. He's not tapping out,
Right.
And he took a long time to tap, and I thought I was gonna. Yeah, it felt nasty. He came close to breaking his arm.
Right.
But I won. I did good, man. I'm proud. I get a little frustrated with grappling industries because their round robin tournaments don't make sense. Like the first time I did round robin through grappling industries, I went 3-1 again, and I beat the guy who got silver medal, right? But we had the same record, but I beat him. But he got silver and I got bronze, which makes no sense. I got the fuck out of here! And then this time, first of all, they, I'm 30 plus, so you compete in what's called masters, right? That's the division you're in because you go by your age and your weight. First of all, they merged me with the adult division, which is fine, but I was going against some younger whippersnappers, right? Like the 25s, the 24s, 25, little muscle guys, little muscle head guys. And so I was in the adult division and also have to go up and weight too. So and then it was a 13 people bracket. I went 3-1. I had like the second best record out of the 13 competitors, and one of the guys who had the same record as me won by walkover, which is a win by the opponent just not showing up, right?
Trash.
And I somehow didn't make it to the medal round. I don't know. I don't understand.
And you never got an explanation as to why?
My master was pretty mad.
Sure.
It went well. It's just the thing about getting older is like recovery time, bro. I woke up on Sunday, the day after the tournament. I felt like I got thrown off of a building and just landed on my back. I'm super sore still right now, but other than that, man, it was good. I had a good time. It's just, I talked to you about just the tournament thing, man. Like the anxiety leading up to it is just
hell yeah,
crippling. I don't know if I like to deal with that continuously. You know what I mean? It's pretty taxing.
For sure.
I don't like it. And I'm really good at, staying relaxed and stuff, but just the time leading up to it, and then you get there and you gotta wait for your matches, and it's just really, really like crippling anxiety wise. I don't like it. But yeah, bro.
Hold on real quick. You reminded me of, remember we talked offline. I have a story to share with y'all. All right. And there's actually more to it. I left out the setup to that story.
Word.
That makes it, this is the most annoying predicament that I may have ever been in my life. So I am going to move into my family home at some point. I'm getting it prepared right now. I'm going to be, moving in there. And so my neighbor, bro,
you told me about this.
Oh my
what's the deal?
Bro, this shit is like, it feels like a nightmare scenario. It's one of those things that's like a small deal, but it's giving me so much fucking anxiety, dog. Right,
that's
bro.
Making some noise over there.
It's worse, dog.
Oh, no.
So shout out to Dave, my neighbor Dave, right?
Pops.
Right, bro. But I feel bad because Dave has been there. He's been there since he was already old when I was born. Like he's been there my entire life.
Right.
He's like Wilson, right, from the Family Matters.
Nah, that's.
From Home Improvement.
Dennis. You talking about? Because Mr. Wilson is the Dennis the Menace neighbor. You talking about?
I thought his name was Wilson too. The guy over the fence.
It might be.
I think it is.
Yeah, from Home Improvement.
But
you never see his face.
And so that's how I saw him up until this point. So he was a cool, like always checking in, good neighbor shit.
Goodness.
But he's like a lawn guy, right? He's a guy who he's like 100, I don't know, 400 years old.
Word.
And so like at this stage in his life, like he takes care of his lawn. Like that's his thing. That's what he does. And respect, bro. Since I'm not living there right now.
Word.
I haven't been I've been dealing with a lot, obviously. It's been a low priority to like deal with the lawn. My nephew and I keep the grass cut, but like I'm talking about like trimming the bushes and all that shit. It's a low priority. I don't really be thinking about it.
Right.
So as the summer, as the weather's been changing,
old people care about that stuff. Like,
yeah, okay, I'll get to that in a second. So I've been shooting baskets at that house, right? Just to kind of stay in shape, get some shots up. And so lately I've had to switch. I've had to move to Palmer Park. Where I encountered a random ass dude who was fucking nuts, who challenged me. He was, hey man, what you doing over there? Let's get some shots up. He challenged me 1-on-1, and I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to fucking play you on this concrete with my bad knees outside.
I'm also an adult.
Right. Also, go away, bro. Like
you're invading my personal.
So I told him I didn't want to play him 1-on-1. So instead, He said, all right, let's see how many shots you can make out of 10. This fool goes, he proceeds.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. Like, what are you, 12? Like, what is this, like, fucking gym class? What are we doing?
When your cousins come over, you challenge each other to a race.
Let's race. What the fuck? You're an adult. This dude was older than me, I'm sure. So he proceeds to literally airball everything. Like, he might have made one and everything else was...
So you actually engaged?
I did, because I'm a fucking competitive asshole. Because he started talking shit, and I'm like, bro, I can shoot the blood. Like, come on, bro. So he starts to. The reason why I started to engage is because he started. I told him, because I was making him. He was like, "Oh, you used to play somewhere?" I was like, "Yeah, I played in college. It was probably some little D3, some little bullshit college." And then this fool was like, "I almost played for the Wolverines, right?"
Who is this guy?
I think he was nuts, bro. I think he was crazy. I think he was crazy. So then he started talking shit, so I engaged him. He airballs a bunch of shots. I ended up making 5 in a row. Stepped back from fucking NBA range, made another 7 in a row. And as he was walking off defeated, I was still fucking knocking them bitches down, bloody cash. As he was walking away, he was just getting hit with the swishes, fucking just getting lit up.
Yo, that.
So hold on.
Hold on. Like when we watch the wings when they eat the hot wings. And when
Oh
the
my
sauce
God.
kicks in, it's the
Right.
He hears that echo every time
Right.
you make a shot when
Like,
he's walking
right.
when he's walking away.
So actually, when I told you this story, I told you that part. But the actual fucked up and maybe funny part is what set all this up. The reason why I'm not shooting at my own house is because my neighbor, who sees me out here and interrupts my workout and says, "Hey, you got some hedge clippers?" And I'm like,
Whoa.
I don't know, like whatever, like sure. But I obviously I'm in the middle of something. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll take a look later. So he goes about his business, comes back 45 minutes later. Hey, and he this nigga, how he addresses me. Hey, Omar, you see them hedge clippers?
Oh,
and I was like, bro, did you expect me to fucking do this shit right now? Like you expected me to stop my workout to do this? And out of respect for the elders, I was like, all right, cool. Let me go take a look. Look around my house for 5 minutes. Didn't see it. Came back out. And he was like, that's okay. I got my own. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought that you needed some. And he was like, no, we about to go take care of that hedge bush right now. Bro, I kid you not. 1 minute, I'm shooting jumpers, getting my morning workout in. The next, I'm somehow press ganged into clipping the hedges in front of my house. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I didn't ask you to, like, and in his defense, like, I think he was just trying to help. Like, hey, I need to teach this young homeowner how to take care of his house, which I appreciate, Dave, but also, like, go away, bro. Like, this ain't your house. And also, like, I'm in the middle of something. And also, get the fuck out of here.
And also, and also,
I
was playing basketball.
was flat out in the middle of something.
Where you awkwardly forced me into clipping the bushes in front of my house.
And so it got
my
to the
house.
And then he was like, all right, so once we finish, he was like, so don't stay away too long. We got more work to do. So obviously I escape and I start doing my workout at Palmer Park. The reason why this whole thing comes to a head is, guess who the fuck I ran into driving past Palmer Park this morning when I was doing my shooting workout? Fucking Dave. He rolls down his window and says, hey, I haven't seen you around the house lately.
Oh my God.
Bro, this fool is hunting me down trying to get these fucking hedges clipped. It's not even your house, dog. Go away, bro. What the fuck is going on? So now I'm like, bro, is Dave going to be a problem? My neighbor for like my entire life. Is he going to be a problem?
Am I going to have to fight?
Right. Am I going to have to scrap with 87-year-old Dave? Like, bro, I love you, Dave. I appreciate you, but please don't ever fucking talk to me ever again.
Oh my goodness. What
ridiculous.
What a horror movie.
I can't believe, bro, my headphones just broke because of how ridiculous that was.
You about to like be in the house, like you have some music playing, you can be like dancing around in the kitchen cooking, and then you gonna like dance by the front door and Dave's gonna be standing there with some hedge clippers.
Oh my God, bro. It's a fucking nightmare. And I'm legitimately thinking to myself now, like, how do I handle the Dave problem?
I have no idea. This is a dilemma.
Clearly, if you guys got any suggestions, like, please let me know, because I don't know what to fucking do about Dave.
Holy crap.
Because I don't want to end the best, he's been there from day one, but also like, bro, get the fuck out of here, dog.
I'm so awkward, like in social situations like that. I would have probably because if he tried to do that with me, I would have just been like, no, we're not doing this,
bro. I thought I tried that, but then the next thing I look, the fucking hedge clippers there in my hand. I'm like, what the, like, wait. I'm not even like, I had it in my mind to be like, hey, I'm
a reality warper,
bro. I had it in my mind to be like, wait a minute, I'm an adult. I get to do what I want, right? Yeah. I don't want to do this, so I'm not.
I don't have to do
this. But then I fucking blinked, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? How did this happen? This has been a nightmare. This is what I've been dealing with for the past like week, bro. Like,
yo, and it, bruh.
Help me with Dave, guys.
You're gonna like be scared to go to your own house.
I didn't go home for a week.
Goodness,
I didn't go to my own house. I've been in the studio I live in the studio as well, but like I haven't gone to my family ancestral home for a solid 7 days because I didn't want to see Dave.
Oh my God.
Because this nigga, and he found me anyways, dog.
Bro, what would you do if we're in the middle of recording the pod and then after, we dap up, I get ready to bounce and Dave is
he's just
outside.
At the door. Hell ma. Fuck. Shit. That's what I would do. Damn. Like little kid reaction. Like, damn.
Nah, bro, I would be terrified.
Right, like, how did you find me? Dave is all, dog, Omega Level Dave, dog. That's the name of the podcast. Omega Level Dave, bro.
Level Dave.
Let's go.
Oh, man. That was funnier than I expected. I'm sorry you're dealing with it. Hey, man.
It's so weird.
I'm down. I would, if you need me to, like, dress up as an old person or something, come over and, hey, you leave Omar alone now.
Hey, man, I might have to. We need another reality warper. We need the fucking Infinity Gauntlet to deal with Omega Level Dave.
To deal with Dave.
He's the end boss, and I didn't even know he was my neighbor the whole time. What a twist.
That's. Oh, I do not like situations like that.
It's tough, bro.
How do you deal with it, man?
Anyways.
Anyway, in other news, hey, man, Maverick Hunters is out finally. I've been talking about how kind of stressful it is to have, you know, all this music that's just kind of on the shelf, and finally, yeah, just passed away real quick. I don't know what happened. And it's out, man. Maverick Hunters is out. It's doing awesome. You guys make sure you go listen, go download. It's on all streaming platforms. We got a video out called Memory Card, produced by the GOAT, Hir-O here. The streaming numbers have been...
Sorry, phone's going crazy.
The streaming numbers have been... Hey, Omar!
He got my number too out of that exchange. So I'm like waiting for him to like blow my phone up. I fucked up, bro. I'm sorry, dog.
He about to tap your phone too.
My bad.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, Maverick Hunters is out. Make sure you guys go get it. It feels amazing to have a project into the world right now.
Hell
finally, Hir-O's got some dope beats on there. Like I said, Memory Card video's out. Shout out to my guy Mega Ran. Just the whole thing with this project is really dope, man. Because like I met Mega Ran in like 2000, like it was like 2018 maybe, performing at UMACon, and then he was like headlining the whole thing, and he's a big name, you know, and he was headlining UMACon, and I was opening for him. Show was really dope, and he comes up to me after, and he's like, yo, man, we gotta link up. And I was like, yeah, you know. So we exchanged numbers, and we started talking, whatever. And then he was going to Japan, you know, to do some shows in Japan. And then he asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, you know, if I can rock out there, like, you know, and they bring us out there, I'll go. So then they bring us out there, and I'm like, all right, so we're gonna be out here on January 4th. Can you see if the people can get us some Wrestle Kingdom tickets? So then we go to Japan, we do these shows, we go to Wrestle Kingdom together. It was one of the best times of my life. It was awesome. And then while I'm in Japan also, you know, I know you guys know the story. This is when I would write 5 AM Shibuya, and this trip was kind of the thing that inspired the Cerebral Apex album, right? And then I get Mega Ran on that. And then after that, I think we linked up once, did a show together in Chicago. It was dope. And then after that, I think in 2019, I was on tour. I toured in America before, went to Europe, and then we did a show with them in Phoenix. And then we'd always talk about like doing a project together, but we just never had the time. And then when COVID happened, that was kind of our chance to, like, you know, we're both stuck sitting down, not on the road. We knocked out this project, and it came together very nicely, and I'm just very glad it's out. We did the Bandcamp vinyl. It hit the goal like bam instantly. So go grab the vinyl, and yeah, man, I'm just glad it's out. It's really dope. It's getting us some good traction on the interwebs as well. Clash of the Titans, man, amazing. Hir-O made the beat. We got the drop from Kenny Omega.
Let's go.
I'm really hoping that, like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to be on Dynamite or something, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, in other news, quick wrestling recap. Look, man. First of all, AEW's been fire.
So good, man.
AEW's been fire. This week, we got, did you see the Kenny Omega and Orange Cassidy?
Yes.
That was hilarious.
That was great.
But this week coming up is, well, last week was the Blood and Guts. It was kind of like, I really dig how AEW kind of does these like pay-per-view dynamites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So Blood and Guts was cool, man.
I heard some people were hating on the ending, and I don't really understand why.
Well, okay, so let me give you this, right? WWE fan that hates AEW. Oh man, he should have fell on concrete.
Right, he should have killed him.
He should have
What the fuck
died,
y'all doing?
man. He should have died. Like, okay,
Because their complaint was that it looked fake.
bro. They wanted him to should have fell on concrete.
Oh,
Die, duh, for our entertainment.
okay. So it's so stupid. What a weird thing to like
Yeah,
nitpick about.
People are just dumb. But yeah, I thought it was cool. And then this week coming up is some really, really good matches, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got Orange Cassidy versus Pac. And I can't think of I know Darby Allin versus
Miro.
Ooh,
I think we're gonna see a title
that's
change,
gonna be a good match, man. Yeah.
and I got both of them on my fantasy team, so I'm not worried about it.
reaping the benefits of the fantasy league. So yeah, man. AEW's been dope, but New Japan, we have Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi again.
Hey.
I think this was our fourth match against each other. Another classic. It was amazing again. I would say right now it's probably, I think maybe the match of the year, or at least top 2 or 3 matches of the year. It was really, really good.
I watched it, and I would agree.
It was very good. I don't know if it was better than their 2019 Best of Super Junior match. That match was amazing. Remember that one?
I remember you talking about. I don't know if I watched that one.
It's really good though. So I don't know if it was better than that, but this was definitely a classic. One of the best matches you'll see. So I really enjoyed it. I think Shingo is that dude is amazing.
Is he the next guy? Is he the next homegrown guy?
Gotta be. He's technically from DDT, which is another Dragon Gate. He's from Dragon Gate.
Oh, okay.
He was like Dragon Gate's like top guy before he went to New Japan. So, but he is, man. That dude is amazing. I love him. He looks cool. He's a great wrestler, and he's just one of those guys that he just gets it, man. Like he just goes super hard every match. I love him. Shingo is awesome. I really hope he's one of the next guys that gets a main event push, man, because he is. I think he's been like MVP status like all year. He's been amazing.
Yeah. And his gimmick reminds me of Akuma.
It
from Street
does,
Fighter.
bro. Very much so. Yes, it does. I love that. That's a really good comparison.
Fire.
I love Shingo, man. I think he is incredible. But yeah, bro, that does it for some just quick wrestling. WWE's been trashed. Did you see the Venom trailer?
I did.
What were your thoughts on the Venom 2 trailer? Oh, you got a Venom trailer, but no Snake Eyes trailer.
I liked it. I mean, look, I think they recognized that they had that it was funny. People picked up on the funny, so they the trailer was funny. The beginning of it was funny. I'm not exactly sold on Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy, because I mean you got to be fucking out of your mind to play that role.
Psycho.
I did like the trailer though, because they had some shots that were very reminiscent of some Carnage panels of him like getting rolled away in like the straitjacket, about to get the Venom symbiote or the Carnage symbiote. I think the Carnage suit looks dope. The only complaint I have is that the way that they do the mouths is kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's like the mouth, like it looks like a fucking chain chomp from Super Mario 64. It's like their mouth it's like their heads go like out like this, as opposed to, because I'm used to like who drew. I always get this guy confused. Who was drawing Spider-Man back then? It was Seth. Todd fucking, I always say Seth MacFarlane. Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, Todd.
That style of like the eyes is what
I used
was
to love. And when we talked about how like Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield, that suit really hit that design like on the head. Very well done.
So all of those Spider-Man characters, it's the eyes that are like, with Venom it's the mouth obviously and the tongue, but with Carnage he had the Venom. He had the eye, like the crazy eyes with like the flame. It almost looked like flames. Yeah. The mouth too, but what they nailed is the weapons. Yeah. The like tentacles with like blades on the ends. Like that looked really dope.
That looked really fire.
I like it. I'm looking forward to it, bro. What about you?
I just think I thought it was cool, man. I thought it was dope. I liked it as well. I think they should really try to capitalize on. And when I say this, I'm not saying that they have to bring in Flash Thompson, right? Because they change things all the time. I just think it would be a really dope opportunity for them to just go with the Flash Thompson Venom story.
Oh, they can
the way that he uses the suit and with Agent Venom and everything. I just think that would be a dope direction to go in.
Sure.
Which they can still do with Eddie Brock, man. He can get recruited by the military. You know what I'm saying? They can still do it without it being Flash Thompson. So that's what I want to see. I want to see that in these movies.
Yep.
But yes, I mean, as you all know, last week, May the 4th, be with you. Revenge of the 5th. I've died twice now on air. But May the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th.
I've never heard that before. What's Revenge of the 5th?
I don't know. It just sounds like Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
And you know we love Star Wars, man. So let's talk some Star Wars. First of all, give me a Star Wars film that grew on you over time.
We'll talk more about the sequels or the prequels later, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, this is gonna be me and this guy agree on like almost everything in life. The one thing that we do not agree on is Star Wars. This
particular take about Star Wars.
This particular take on Star Wars.
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm stressed out already. Okay, anyways. No!
I'm gonna call you. What's his name?
No.
Dave.
I'll call Dave.
No.
Oh,
no.
Man.
Okay, anyways. So for me it's gonna be A New Hope.
Ooh. Okay.
A New Hope. I it's weird because I loved A New Hope when I first saw it. Because like, hey, I'm a baby and my dad showed me Star Wars, so this is fucking cool, right? And so like once that wore off and I like saw the prequels and got into like the Star Wars lore, the comics, the books, the novels, and I went back to watch, I'm like, bro, this shit kind of didn't age all that well for me. I don't know, that's a hot take. Hey, Star Wars invented special effects. Like sure, but it also came out in 1976 or something. So yeah. It doesn't look great now, right? So, in my opinion. Anyways, once I kind of got over that and I started to rewatch it from the perspective of like, hey, this is where it all began. The leaps that were gained in special effects production were way ahead of its time. And appreciating it for that, I was like, okay, this movie deserves a spot as one of the most pivotal films of all time. So that movie went from a movie that I loved to a movie that I never hated it, but I was just kind of like, there's better Star Wars than this, back to a movie where I'm like, okay, like put some respect on this film's name.
Yeah.
You need it. What about you?
Oh, my bad. I fell asleep because you were talking about New Hope. I was just playing. For me, that's kind of a hard one because again, I don't really dislike any of the Star Wars movies. I guess, okay, if I had to pick one, I would have to say Attack of the Clones because I hated that movie for a long time. Like, I'd hated it. Like, actively couldn't watch it because I hated the way Anakin was in it. He was super annoying, and he just, ruined the entire film for me. Mm-hmm. And I think it just has some of the most corny moments in Star Wars history in Attack of the Clones.
Offensive, bro. Yeah. Offensively corny.
Offensively corny stuff in Attack of the Clones. But I think this was probably one of the things I did when COVID was going on was really was just watch all the Star Wars movies. I watched all of them, every single one, and I just was watching them all the time. And I watched Attack of the Clones. There are things that I do like about the movie. I think that's my favorite Obi-Wan look. The long hair and the beard. It's definitely my favorite Obi-Wan look. I love the planet Camino, right, itself, and you kind of get the whole explanation of the clone thing, and I love the fight with really the only thing that the one thing that I enjoy about the movie, I just like it a lot. Like, I love the story arc of like Obi-Wan, like trailing Jango and all that whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Master Cypher DS.
Yeah, and
greatest Jedi name ever.
DS, super cool name. You find out about that. You find out about I love when Obi-Wan gets captured and Count Dooku's like really like kind of like, hey dog, like we should team up because like Palpatine is like not what you think, and we should team up and we'll get into this later when we talk about Bad Batch, but like this movie also kind of shows like Palpatine was playing the Separatists too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like they really needed to kind of team up and stop him. You know what I mean? So I like that, and I just really like the whole, really just Obi-Wan. That's it. But I like his whole thing he's got going on enough to not completely hate that movie. Like, it used to be at the bottom, like literally last Star Wars movie for me, and I don't think it is now. But
what could be worse than that,
bro? Solo,
bro. I flat out like Solo better than
I do not.
Than Episode 2. Flat out. The fucking what's the race?
Oh, the Kessel Run.
The Kessel Run was one of the great Star Wars moments of all time. Bro.
I agree.
That shit was so dope.
I agree.
The movie wasn't good though.
What else is good about? Oh, and I mean, the whole like Mace Windu was awesome in Attack of the Clones. Like, I love when he comes, then he shish kebabs Jango Fett's head off. Yo, when his helmet hits the ground, is that his head that flies out of his helmet?
I don't know,
that's
but
like
right,
something shoots out of them. All right.
Do I still have this? Yeah, there we go.
Next question. Man, come on. That scene was fire when he shot his jacket and his jacket got caught on fire, and then he threw the jacket and
that was cool.
On the ground. That was cool. And just seeing that many Jedi at once igniting their lightsabers is cool too. And first ever Yoda lightsaber fight is also in that movie.
That was cool.
Yoda versus Count Dooku. That was awesome. It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber. And Yoda was out there making little squeaky noises when he was jumping. Awesome.
He sounded like a bird.
He did.
Like a falcon or something.
Fantastic, man. That was awesome. So yeah, man, But all right, let's go. Give me a Star Wars character that grew on you over time.
Han Solo was not a fan of Han Solo at first. Now he's one of my favorite characters. Just because I, like all the rest of the kids, I liked Luke and I liked the Jedi, and I was like, hey, this guy doesn't have any powers. He's lame.
Right.
But he was he was sort of the straight man, or he wasn't. He was like the guy who was like, bro, you motherfuckers are all crazy. He was
the Sokka of the
kinda, yeah. He was just kind of like, bro, what the fuck? Except for Sokka bought into the stuff.
He did.
Han was just like,
he was the little bit of the brains. He was normal. He was the glue to the whole squad.
Right. And I just love his transition from like being like, bro, y'all motherfuckers are nuts, all of y'all, while he was secretly the one that was the bastard.
Right.
And his progression, like he had a really dope arc, and eventually emerged as a general in the damn rebellion. So,
facts.
And the way his arc finished in Force Awakens, I also really thought was powerful. It served the character of Ben Solo / Kylo Ren very well.
Boom. For me,
you could also say Kylo Ren is I always fuck with him.
I always liked him as well. So the easy answer for me is Boba Fett, right? Like, always thought he looked awesome, sweet comic books, sweet toys, but was just completely useless in the movies. Obviously had his redeeming in Mandalorian, but I'm not going to do the easy answer. My answer is actually going to be Ahsoka Tano.
Great
because
answer.
I don't know if a character has ever gone from being someone who I just couldn't stand to like literally one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Yep. And I don't know if you guys remember, if you haven't been down with Clone Wars from the very beginning, Ahsoka started off as very, very and kind of just annoying, like unnecessary.
Oh, she was a cartoon sidekick.
She was like a little, I'm silly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She was
into trouble,
bro. She was the character that they created.
For
like the kids.
Yeah,
for the kids.
But Bad Batch has a character kind of like that too, right?
A lot of people feel types of ways about that.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But I think that Ahsoka really went from being like the character that was made for your little, your little nephew that you're babysitting that's watching Clone Wars with you, and she ended up just becoming.
She's a badass.
One of the sweetest Jedi, like one of the best developed Star Wars characters ever. Got one of the very complex, like just becoming one of the sweetest Star Wars characters just ever in general. So mine would be Ahsoka, man.
And her fight with Darth Maul and her fight season with Darth 7
Maul is GOAT status.
One of the best fights ever, regardless of live screen or animated.
So good, man. And speaking of, what we were just talking about, as you guys know, Bad Batch is out. It is the new Star Wars series on Disney Plus. What did you think, man, of the first 2 episodes?
I'll be honest, I fell asleep the first time I watched it. And it was in the afternoon as well.
I think people are cloned out a little bit.
I think that I'm annoyed. It's gonna take. So let me start by saying I think it's fine. I think the show I enjoyed mostly the first 2 episodes. I didn't like the second episode that much at all, to be honest. But I thought the first episode was good.
Yeah,
I liked the first episode. But I'm annoyed with what the fuck are we still doing here, right? And I know what they're trying to do. Like, this is clearly gonna show you how the stormtroopers started.
Yeah, we get the. You get a little bit of like what I was saying earlier about Dooku. Like, they really kind of are fleshing out. Like, not only was Palpatine playing the Republic, but in the Jedi, but he's also playing the Separatists too. You know what I'm saying? And using them, because they talk about Grievous and everything a lot, right? And they talk about all that stuff. And then we got to see a young Saw Gerrera. That was cool. And then and you're kind of seeing like the beginning stages of, like you said, how the stormtroopers started with them trying to usher in the actual humans and not the clones, and then you kind of see the beginning stages of the rebellion too, right? With but
my thing is, how many more stories are we gonna get about how the rebellion started?
Right, because we don't need any more.
No,
I agree, and just here we are again, bro, in the Clone Wars, which
come on, and sure, are these cool characters? Is this an interesting take on it?
The Bad Batch is cool.
Yeah, but fucking make some other sweet characters that have nothing to do with this timeline.
This timeline, I just think they're just stomping it into the ground, and Order 66, we see that, but I am interested, but my interest level is not high just because of this timeline that we just keep going back to, man.
I also feel similar. I'm sure it's going to be good. I actually think the animation is not as good as Clone Wars.
Well, I think that it's
those textures are fucking weird.
I think it's Clone Wars before they had the last season on Disney Plus. That's what it looks like to me.
Facts.
That last season of Clone Wars was
immaculate.
Was the best it's ever looked.
It looks, compared to that, this doesn't look as good.
Yeah, this looks like how Clone Wars is usually animated.
Right.
The final season that was on Disney Plus that was the best Clone Wars. It's never looked that good.
Right. So I was saying I'm interested, and like I said, I'm thrown off by. It's gonna take a lot to win me back, or to really get me to really like it just because of where it's set. But the thing that I just want us to do is they just really had to reach. They had to reach really far to find a semi-interesting story to tell in this time frame where we've already learned basically everything. And so I have some interest, right? Because that's always been the accepted fan theory that the clones eventually became the stormtrooper. So that's the part I'm interested in, is to see how they went from clones to conscribing actual people, how that process went. I'm interested in that. But that's kind of all. And then do we need a whole show? Do we need to create 5 characters or 6 really to explore that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
And I mean, I kind of like I'm there too, right? Like this whole somehow this subject hasn't been explored a lot, so Jeez. I'm here for it. But at the same time, like I don't know. I'm interested, but the Bad Batch they're cool, man. But again, like I feel like this could have been a season of Clone Wars and not like a whole. You know what I mean? Like
facts.
But we'll see. I guess we will see, man. But right now, it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show.
Yay!
It's time for You Can Only Pick 3.
All right. Let's take a look, see what we got.
Again, May the 4th be with you. We're sticking with the Star Wars theme here for You Can Only Pick 3. What do we got?
Some battles.
We got some Star Wars lightsaber battles.
Bless. Exploding sneeze.
Good combination of soundboard.
All right. Oh, okay. Okay, so my first keeper off top is the Mustafar battle between Darth Vader. Let's get it. Let's make sure we get it right. That is actually Darth Vader.
Yes, it is.
Versus Anakin Skywalker. versus Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Henceforth, you shall be known
right
as Darth Vader.
You got to do the question mark. Vader. Kinda? Sure? Okay.
I'll do whatever you ask.
What a hoe. Fuck, gosh, man. Hey, what a great heel turn, bro. Like, seriously, on some wrestling shit, on some wrestling psychology, that's one of the great heel turns of all time because it makes you hate him, bro.
It really did. You went from loving him and feeling bad for him being manipulated to, I hate him now. I don't like him at all anymore.
It just, to use a wrestling phrase, it got heat on him.
Dog.
So the next one that we have here is the final fight between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Not quite Grandmaster Luke, not yet. Is he? I would say Jedi Knight Luke.
He's
Jedi Knight Luke.
He knows what he's doing.
In Return of the Jedi. Good scrap. I mean, it was slow. I mean, it came out in 1979 or whatever.
But this is the best.
83 maybe.
This is the best of the old, in my opinion. I love Return of the Jedi. I like this fight a lot, actually.
Yeah.
It's got some cool shots in front of the window.
Right. It was cinematically very dope. Yeah. Cinematically very dope.
And I mean, we get a Luke front flip.
We do.
We get a Luke front flip.
Right. A 1983 wire assisted front flip.
we get a little aggressive Luke.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Beating literally the dog shit out of Vader with his fucking lightsaber. Then we got an underrated scrap here, bro.
Hack and slash.
Right. Underrated scrap here, bro. This is the final fight between Kylo Ren and Rey Skywalker, or Rey at the time. Also, bro, like Kylo Ren flat out whooped her ass, kind of in this scrap.
He owned her.
He had her number kind of from the beginning.
He really did,
and she had to straight up escape. She had to and it was also the moment just before he returned to the light. And I love the cinematography, the water.
I really like this fight too, man. I actually thought it was a cool. I don't know, people hate everything, but I thought it was a cool change of pace to where there was like no music really playing.
For sure.
I thought that was cool.
Super good. Okay, here's my second keeper. It is Rey and Kylo Ren versus the Praetorian Guard from
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi, one of my favorite Star Wars movies. What a fucking amazing fight, bro. That shit was so dope, dog.
Love it.
So good, bro.
Oh man, there's a lot of good ones on here.
Yeah. Man, it gets a little harder from here, but yeah, this fight is just, in terms of like, I think this fight had the most realistic choreography. It had the most, like, you could tell like these dudes like watched, not like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but like the raid.
Yeah,
You know, like grounded in reality.
It was done very realistically
for sure.
It was like kind of dirty
for sure, as realistic as you can be for laser swords.
Yeah.
But it was super dope, man. That whole scene was just amazing. All right, and I know this is going to be one of your keepers for sure. One of the best fights of all time. I don't know if I can. This would be my next keeper, but there's a contender. There's a contender. So this is Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon Jinn against the Sith Lord Darth Sidious. I mean, fucking hell, Darth Maul. He was being called a Sith Lord at that point. He was already a Sith Lord. Yeah, Darth at this point.
Maul.
Yeah.
Because I think Darth Maul. Technically, he's the apprentice because he's always master and apprentice. But he was a Sith.
But there was also Dooku in the background as well.
Yeah, but that's true. See, Palpatine was out here. He was out here breaking the rules, man.
He was, and it worked for. So here's a fucking deep cut here.
Well, actually,
Dooku, or if you want to read a book that really fucking explain, even though it's not canon anymore, it makes the prequel so much better, and it explains Darth
Tyrannus.
No, it's Darth Plagueis. It's the Darth Plagueis book.
Plagueis, yeah.
But
I've read that book.
It explains the whole Darth Plagueis, the whole Darth Sidious, that whole plot. It's just fucking. It makes it like so that's the story the prequels were trying to tell. It really makes it make a lot of sense. Also, it's strongly implied that Plagueis created Darth Vader. Which I'm gonna consider that to be canon until somebody tells me otherwise.
I've always thought that.
For sure. I mean, for sure.
And that was his thing, and then Palpatine killed him and kind of stole his knowledge, stole his little plan. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Then we have the first Yoda fight, Yoda versus Dooku, or Yoda versus Darth Tyrannus, I think is his Sith name. Yeah.
Sith name.
Good fight. You get to see Yoda do his thing, but you also get to see Dooku, nigga. Dooku, the second greatest.
I'm a big fan of Count Dooku, by the way.
For sure, bro. When it comes to laser swords, goddamn it, he's the coldest. The only one that's better than him is Mace Windu.
Yeah.
And you can argue that a peak, because nigga, a peak Anakin Skywalker straight up beats him.
Yeah.
Like,
and chopped his head off.
He won. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
kill him.
Right?
Kill him now.
No, nigga, do it now.
That is tripping, bro.
What a great, that's tripping. But man,
tripping. And Obi-Wan was out cold, didn't hear none of it.
Right. Obi-Wan got fucking.
Come on, Anakin. Hey,
right.
Like Palpatine, the Chancellor told me to.
Hey, nigga, wake up! The fucking Chancellor wilding, bro. Like he just told me to murder this nigga.
Kill him twice.
Kill him now.
Kill him. Kill him now.
That's a great scene, bro.
Count Dooku looked at him like, what?
Excuse me? What he did was he looked at Darth Sidious, was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like,
he looked at him like,
I thought you was my man. Nope. That's the way of the Sith, bro. It can only be two. Yep. And I already got another one. And he better than,
for this, y'all gotta get out of here too.
So anyways, good fight. Here is the contender, bro. So let me get to the other two first. We've got Yoda, the second Yoda fight. This one is really good too. Yoda versus Sidious, the two big dogs on the opposite sides of the Force. You tend to think that that Sidious was cheating by throwing what are those like platforms at that nigga?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I thought it was dope though. You got the best part of the fight was when Yoda came in and just casually force pushed the Praetorian Guard.
I love that.
Didn't even look back.
Watch
just
out,
sort of
little fellas.
The most minimal effort. Just sort of watch out, bro. Move, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get out the way. Okay, and then we've got from the original Clone Wars, Anakin Skywalker versus that's not Asajj Ventress. She wasn't in the original Clone Wars. That is
Asajj Ventress. She was in the original Clone Wars. This fight is really dope. This is where Anakin kind of
a little bit of rage.
Little rage.
Yeah, okay. I only watched the original Clone Wars once, like literally 15 years ago, so I don't remember much about this.
Okay.
But I do remember it being awesome, and I remember, bro. What I remember is fucking Mace Windu.
Oh my
force
goodness.
punching Grievous in his breather, in his fucking right. Force punch that nigga in his gearbox. Fucked his shit up.
And that's why he has asthma.
That's why he's a sick robot.
Yo, Mace Windu got the best scene in that show.
Yes.
He literally defeats an entire army of droids by himself. And and for a lot of the fight, he just uses hands.
Yep, just fucking socking them.
Hands and feet. Wing Chun style.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
So here's the contender, bro.
Okay.
We talked about it earlier. Well, she's still a Jedi. She's still barely hanging on to her Jedi affiliation at this point. Ahsoka Tano.
I don't think so.
You know, I feel like it was after this fight is when she was
already gone. She was already out of the Jedi Order and everything.
You're right, she was. But she wasn't. Because when I think about her being post Jedi, I think about the white.
Yeah, right. This is kind of like as all the bad Anakin stuff is happening. This is happening at the same time.
Facts, and and this is like confirming her, like, oh.
Yeah,
y'all really tripping now.
Yeah, and Darth Maul was kind of trying to
play on that,
put her on game, and she wasn't having it.
He was actually spitting facts, though.
He was
spitting facts.
He was really trying to put her on game because he already knew what Palpatine was up to.
And I think he did. I think it worked. Like, I think that this, even though they scrapped, like, I think that like that probably cemented her all the way into bro, these Jedi niggas is like, I know what they trying to do, but they bullshitting, bro. Like, I'm not on that. Yo, shout out to Ahsoka Tano. She's such a dope character.
Such a good character, bro. Easily one of the best.
But
ever.
this fight, bro, right here is just gorgeous, bro. Like, it looks amazing. You get Ray Park back to do the mocap, and I didn't even know, but I could just tell. Like, I could tell, like, oh, that's just the way he walks, like the casual, like the twirling of the lightsaber just so casually.
Good, man.
There's the scene where they like break the glass in the control room.
That part is awesome.
It's just breathtaking.
Dude,
so I don't know, bro. I think this might have to be my third keeper, bro. Ooh, I think because I'm gonna let you cook, but I think I'm gonna have to go straight down the left hand side. I'm gonna go
Obi-Wan.
Vader v Obi-Wan 1, because you remember there's Vader v Obi-Wan 2
in New Hope.
Then we got Kylo Ren and Rey versus the Praetorian Guard, and then you got Ahsoka Tano versus Darth Maul.
Boom.
Those are the ones. What about you?
All right, man, let's go. Starting it off, we got Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. This fight is so good, man. Just amazing fight. I'm better than you.
Right, bro. The fucking reset, dog. Y'all was you non-martial arts motherfuckers was hating on that scene. Like, nah, bro. They was just flexing. That's all.
It was so good. This fight is amazing. Everything leading up to it, the doors opening on the ship, and Obi-Wan. Let her go, Anakin. Let her go. You better
kill me. Man, you just killed some kids, bro.
Killed some children. Yes, I actually did bring him here.
If you don't tell me what I want to hear, I'm about to murder you, bro. Like, if you don't tell me, you don't give me a damn good explanation, we about to scrap, and I'm probably about to kill you.
So good, bro. And this whole scene, just amazing. Love the fight so much. Then we got my favorite fight from the original movies. The final fight from Return of the Jedi. Like I said, man, this is a good lightsaber fight. It is. You know, it takes place in the 80s. This is a good lightsaber fight. It was a step up from, the other ones in the original trilogy.
Quite trash, to be quite honest.
Yeah. And, for me personally, like when I was a kid, this has always been my favorite of the original movies. I just love seeing Luke in the all black and the green lightsaber. Just colors, they matter to me a lot, and I love the black look with the green lightsaber. So I really love this fight as well. It's got some cool shots. Then we got Kylo Ren versus Rey, the final fight from Rise of Skywalker. I actually love this fight, man. Like I'd said before, I really love the water. I love the fact that there was no music playing. Kylo just straight up bullies her in this fight.
Yeah, he had her number.
I love the scene where she does like the crazy flip over the waves and Kylo just walks through it like a goon.
She had to escape, bro.
Yeah.
She had to escape. He put the pressure on.
This is a really good, really good fight scene, man. Then we got the Rey and Kylo Ren versus the Praetorian Guards. Another amazing scene that I don't think anybody expected in The Last Jedi. I think everybody thought we were going to get another Rey versus Kylo showdown, but instead we get this. There's a scene earlier in Last Jedi where the Praetorian Guard kind of step out when Kylo Ren gets into it with Snoke, and they kind of and that scene, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And that scene is what makes you be like, oh, they're going to fight.
Them niggas can scrap.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I just love that they like made that whole thing come true in this fight. And they had some pretty brutal deaths.
Oh yeah, one dude got a lightsaber to the eyeball.
Yeah, bro.
Another dude got knocked into the incinerator and got like exploded into Legos. Bro, it's just red Legos that came out of there.
Oh my goodness. Chipotle meat, Chipotle steak.
Punch that nigga into hamburger, goddammit.
But I love this fight scene. It was really dope. Then we got my favorite of all time. This is gonna be my first keeper. Duel of Fates. Everything. The opening of the door and Darth Maul takes the hood down. The double-bladed lightsaber. The song Duel of Fates. Amazing. So good, man. They get separated by the force field, and then Maul's just pacing back and forth like
that's my favorite part.
Like an animal.
The dichotomy between him and Qui-Gon
is meditating, and then Obi-Wan's trying to wait and try to get there in time. Maul kills Qui-Gon, just a monster. Kills Qui-Gon, and then there's a time when Obi-Wan and Maul are fighting one-on-one, and I think it's the best choreographed fighting ever in Star Wars. It's amazing when they have their one-on-one after he and then he cuts his lightsaber into one piece. It's man, just I could talk about this fight for 2 hours. This is my favorite fight. This is gonna be my first keeper. This might be, in terms of film in general, this is probably like literally my favorite or second favorite fight ever. And the only one that's up there is the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon fight between Michelle Yeoh and Zhang Ji. So definitely my first keeper. Then we got Yoda versus Count Dooku. Fire. First time Yoda ever used a lightsaber on screen. We all wanted it so bad. It was amazing. I love it, man. When I was a kid, I used to play this scene over and over again with the volume all the way up in the basement and play around with my lightsaber. So it was dope. But then we got my second keeper, man. Okay. We got Darth Maul, my favorite character, versus Ahsoka Tano from Clone Wars. This fight is incredible. It's so good. Everything, the story, the mood. I told you died again. The glass breaking at the beginning is so good, man. Like you said, you could just tell it was Ray Park doing the mocap for Maul. So good, man. And this fight really kind of cemented Ahsoka as like an all-time great Star Wars character. Yep. Really dope, man. Loved it. This is my second keeper. Then we got Yoda versus Darth Sidious. This fight was awesome. Sidious cheated, man. He's throwing tabernacle chairs at him. This fight was really dope. I do always wish that it would have gone longer. I think they should have went longer. I thought they started doing some shenanigans a little too early. Right. And then we got Anakin versus Asajj Ventress from the original Jindy Clone Wars cartoon, which this fight is awesome. I think this is one of the best lightsaber fights in Star Wars. This is one where you start really for the kind of outside of Anakin slaughtering the Tusken Raiders. This is like the next moment where he's like turns into a rage monster. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he kind of hack and slashes Asajj Ventress off the cliff. And then So I got my first keeper, Duel of Fates. My second keeper is going to be Maul versus Ahsoka. My third keeper is going to be. It's really not close. I do really enjoy Rey versus Kylo and the Praetorian Guard fight, but my third keeper is obviously got to be Obi-Wan versus Anakin on Mustafar.
Let's go.
Love it. Love it. Love it. That's my 3, man. Boom. Let's go, man. Let's get into the stressful part of the show. It's tier list time. Last week, what did we do last week was good. We did the Marvel villains, right?
Yep.
Yeah, last week we did the Marvel villains. It was good. I think so far my favorite one we did was probably the MCU movies and the Pokemon starters. I think those are my 2 favorite ones. All right, man. Tier list time. Let's go. Again, you know the rules. We obviously feel very differently about these movies, but the number one thing we have to do when we do a tier list is what? We got to protect.
Got to protect S tier.
Got to protect S tier, man. Can't overcrowd S tier. So we got to make sure that we protect S tier. So what are we looking at here? We got a tier list of not only Star Wars films, but also Star Wars shows. It's kind of like a Star Wars content tier list.
I'm just struggling with this thing like I always do. One second.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Got it.
One time, what'd you say? You said I'm doing that thing again where I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, sometimes it be like that.
I do that all the time. All right, man. Let's go.
All right, cool, man. Mandalorian. First thing up.
Ooh.
I think Mando can't. Bro. I was gonna say it can't go any less than A tier.
It's got to be S tier. The reason it's S tier is because original Star Wars fans, right? Most beloved Star Wars characters in the history of Star Wars. I don't care what anybody says. It's Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett, right? 2 guys who really, I mean, I don't think they ever were really dope on screen. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Until, I mean, and, you know, there are Luke Skywalker fans who love him in the original movies, but for like somebody like me, I was waiting for a moment like Mandalorian, and I think everybody was waiting for Boba Fett to be a redeemed character. So that, I think, just off of that alone, and then obviously we get some facts on Mandalorian culture. It's S tier, man. It's some of the best Star Wars content ever, in my opinion.
All right, so hold on. Before we get too far, I'd like to make a suggestion.
You want to do them?
No. I think they're fine, but I think that we should do episode 1 last because I think we're gonna.
Okay. Because you think that's the one we're gonna have the most flack over.
Let's just see what happens. Okay, next one we got is Solo. I thought this was a bad movie with the exception of the Kessel Run. Everything else was trash.
I think it was a little unnecessary too. I don't think we needed this movie.
Totally, we did not at all.
The Kessel Run scene was cool. The Darth Maul thing at the end was random, but of course I liked it because I like Darth Maul.
But also, and nothing ever happened with it.
Yeah,
and I don't think it doesn't seem like they have any plans.
Will happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think this is just unnecessary movie.
So here, I'm gonna get rid of E. We don't need an E and an F tier.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck's idea was that?
Well, this one's failing, but it's not completely failing. It's not horrible.
Okay,
there we go.
So, do we think this is an F tier film?
I'm gonna let you make that call.
F tier. You ain't gotta tell me twice, dog.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, what?
D tier. And here's why. Because the next one we have to have a conversation about.
What is this?
Is Attack of the fucking Hoe. Oh, no, it's not. That's not Attack of the
What have we got next?
Wait, what is that?
Revenge of the Sith? Revenge of the Sith?
It is, yes. Okay. Revenge of the Sith. Hey, bro, I fuck with this movie a lot.
Hey, I mean,
I fuck with this movie a lot. I think this is by far and away the best prequel movie. I know you disagree, but
I love Revenge of the Sith. And I love Revenge of the Sith. I think this is a good movie. I don't really see the only problem I have with Revenge of the Sith is literally how weak the Jedi were that Mace Windu brought with him to take Palpatine.
Oh my god,
that's the only thing I hate.
Bro, they got like yeah.
I love this movie, bro. Like I would put this in S tier.
I can't.
I don't know if you would, but I'd put it.
I can't put it in S tier. We got to protect S tier, bro.
Bro, Revenge of the Sith is a. I love this movie. I think it's really good, and I think it has arguably. I don't think it's the best lightsaber fight, but I think it's one of the best lightsaber fights ever. You get Anakin turning into Darth Vader. You get Order 66.
This is my favorite. This is probably my third or fourth favorite.
What are your problems with this movie?
I mean, I think it suffers from a lot of this. It suffers from the stink of like how much of a ridiculous character Anakin Skywalker was up until that point. I just feel like this movie was
S tier. Don't agree.
I can't put it in an S tier, bro. We gotta
let's put it in A tier.
I was gonna say A tier.
We'll put it in A tier right now.
Because how can you put it over like? And this is
don't ask me that question. I'll give you the reasons why I would put it over them. So I would put it in A tier right now.
It can't be just about the lightsaber fights, bro. Like
it's not. Revenge of the Sith is a good movie, bro.
I agree, but it's not one of the. Is it one of the best three Is it one of the best 3 pieces or 4 pieces of Star Wars content ever?
In my opinion, yes, it is.
I can't do it, bro. I can't. It's not okay. Let's just keep going.
What do we got next?
The next one we have is The Force Awakens.
I love Force Awakens. I think.
Hold on, bro. They can't all be A and S tier.
I didn't say that.
But you started off already like
Okay, but my thing is, we have to agree on some things. I think Force because we just gonna sit here and we're not gonna be able to put the movies like. I think Force Awakens is a good movie.
Hold on. I think it's important that we need to capture our reactions here. Because this shit about to get ridiculous. Okay.
I like Force Awakens. I do kind of have salty aftertaste from these movies, literally just because of how they did us with Finn.
I agree.
And it bothers me so bad now.
I agree. Here, let me switch the sides. Me. Trash. Literally just trying to get it off of full screen. Oh, F11. That's why. You're a fucking fool. Okay. I agree.
Oh, you did it. Is that what it looks like?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I would not.
Did you see that meme that they put in the Discord? It was like Nav watching Hir-O put the tears,
right?
Put the stuff in the tears. That was hilarious.
I would not be able to put this in S tier, but I think it's.
I don't think it's S tier. I think it's A or B tier. A or B. I know a lot of people don't like the lightsaber fight in Force Awakens, but I think it works. I
thought it was good. Who doesn't like it?
I think a lot of people don't like it. I think it works just because they're just raw and they don't know what they're doing.
I like it for A tier.
I like it.
No, I like it for B tier. So here's another one that I think we're not going to agree on.
What is this?
I think that this movie is better than Revenge of the Sith. I think
I don't.
I think The Last Jedi is my second favorite Star Wars movie ever. Maybe my first favorite Star Wars movie ever.
I don't like Last Jedi like that, man. I don't like Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker go together. Last Jedi is like the one that doesn't fit. Now does that mean it's the one that's not good? No, I don't think that's the case. The Canto Bite, I thought there's time when they go to Canto Bite I thought lasted way too long. I also hate I cannot stand how they did the Rose thing and then they just were like, never mind. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's not the Last Skywalker's, or that's not the Last Jedi's fault.
I know that.
That's like, so you said that episodes 7 and 9 feel like they go together. I would say you could just as easily say episodes 7 and 8 go together. They don't work as 7, 8, 9. 8 and 9 are not compatible at all. Which is, I think, but they're both good. I just think it's not.
I wouldn't say I like the movie. I don't not like the movie. I think Last Jedi has one of the best openings in Star Wars ever. The first scene with Poe shooting down all the guns on the Dreadnought ship. I think it's a good movie. I don't not like it.
I was prepared not to put this movie in S tier because I know of how much people have mixed feelings about it. Outside of the change in tone, because episode 9 was just an apology for people who got mad at Luke Skywalker not being the main character, which is fucking stupid. Like, I will not forgive y'all for that. Like, that's dumb. Luke Skywalker performs the greatest force feat of all time in this show.
But they wanted him to go out there and face an entire army with a lightsaber and kill everybody.
Okay, bro. He literally made a shadow clone jutsu from I don't know, infinity miles away. Like, that's the most powerful feat we've seen on screen
ever. I agree.
I am prepared not to put this in S tier. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get away with that. But it's hard for me to look at this. It's hard for me to not put it in at least A or B tier. I think it's better than Revenge of the Sith, and I think it's better than The Force Awakens as well.
I don't think it's better than Revenge of the Sith, but I wouldn't argue with you putting it in A tier though.
I'll put it. Yeah, we'll put it in A tier.
What's next? I cannot see. Oh, it's on this side too.
Yeah, the next one is, in my opinion, the worst Star Wars movie ever. Worse than even Solo, and that is Attack of the Clones.
Like I said, it's a movie that grew on me a lot, but I wouldn't say it's particularly good.
This movie is really bad.
But I think it's better than Solo, and you think it's worse than Solo.
All right, we'll put them together then. We'll put them both in D tier.
What's next?
Okay, Rogue One, bro.
S tier.
S tier. Thank you. Dude, we got to protect this shit, bro.
Hey,
Rogue One is phenomenal.
One of the best Star Wars movies ever. Characters, plot, pacing, so good. Maybe, possibly, is this the best dogfight in Star Wars ever?
Oh, bro, that's the best battle, the best space fight in the history of film. Yeah, in my opinion.
Very good. Very
so good. Best third act of any movie that I've seen in the past like 15 years.
Yeah, man.
So good.
Really good. Really, Rogue One, so good, man. I think a lot of people sleep on this movie somehow still, too. Sheridan Way, you guys know, it's one of my favorite characters. The fight where he just whoops the stormtroopers, awesome. The Boogalit.
Absolutely.
This is a great movie, man. I really like this movie a lot.
All right, I'm thinking
heartbreaking though.
I have some.
Oh, and don't forget, rated R horror movie slasher film Darth Vader. Here, take it.
The fucking horror film, dog. So I'm thinking of some things for later on. Once we get to the truly controversial part of this, I have some strategies on how I'm gonna work with you here. Okay, so the next one we've got is one that we're gonna have a conversation about, man. Sorry, hold on, cousin. Okay, so we gotta have a conversation here, bro. Like, I think that people are gonna be really upset if we don't have a conversation about Empire Strikes Back as a S tier film. I know you feel differently. I can't quite figure out why you feel differently.
Let me say this. I don't think that it's a bad movie. I think it's a good movie. It's just not. I'm not gonna argue against it being an S tier film. It's just not one of my if I would do my top 5 favorite. It's just not like when I think of top 5 favorite movies. I think of a one that I like. Go back and watch all the time. Like, I think it's good. I think Empire is a great movie. I think the beginning is awesome. I think the stuff on Hoth is awesome. I think the fights against the walkers are sweet. I think the movie is really good. It's just not one of the Star Wars films that I just go back and watch all the time. I don't know why. It's just not. I'm not gonna argue against it being an S tier film though. I think a movie like this is like the blueprint for like an Infinity War where the villain like is the one that kind of comes out on top. This is most original Star Wars fans, like their favorite character is Darth Vader, and this is kind of the Darth Vader movie. You know what I mean?
It is. This actually isn't my favorite Star Wars movie either. It might be my second or third. But it does again, man. We're comparing movies from different eras.
Yeah.
I think in terms of storytelling and what it meant for the Star Wars universe, how it built up the universe, I feel like it's earned its respect as a top tier Star Wars film. Would you be willing to accept that?
Yeah. Look, I'm not a hater on the original films. I just think I just like the prequels and the sequel trilogy. That don't mean I don't like them. I just don't hate the other ones like as much as other people do.
I just hate two of them, bro.
And I just don't agree. So
okay, dog. All right, bro. Okay. So the next one, bro. We've got the original episode 4. I think that
My bad, I fell asleep. You said what?
I think that when you look at Star Wars, like I said, it grew on me. I don't much like it. I mean, I didn't much like it either. I think it ages really poorly. It
aged terribly, but if you like Star Wars, I mean, you'll like the movie.
For sure. Like, this is one that if it's on, I'm going to probably watch it every time. I feel like this deserves a spot at least.
Also, is this the only movie where Darth Vader flies?
Oh, TIE Fighter.
Is it?
Does he do it at the... No, because he's on the second Death Star then. I mean, unless you count, like...
I mean,
Anakin.
Not counting Anakin Skywalker.
So yeah, I think it is.
Is this the only time where Darth Vader is in the full Darth Vader suit flying a TIE Fighter?
I believe so, yes.
So that's pretty cool.
I feel like it can't go any lower than B tier.
I would put it in B tier. I think it's good, but I don't know. I don't really have, like, other than it's just kind of boring to me. I don't think it's a bad movie though. Like, I think this is it's a Star Wars fans film. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't, if I was trying to get somebody to like Star Wars and I could only show them like one, I wouldn't show them this one.
It depends on how old the person is.
I still wouldn't show them this one. I think
I wouldn't show. I was thinking about how would I answer that question. It depends on how old the person is.
Right.
All right. So now we can start because I know we're getting a little top heavy here, but the next one that we have is Star Wars Resistance.
I watched a couple episodes. I think it's another unnecessary show.
I would put it in C tier, only because they're trying to do something different and like after Return of the Jedi. Mm-hmm. That earned some points for me. So okay. I would say C tier for this one.
Got it. Boom.
All right. This is another one that we disagree on.
What's that?
This is my least favorite of the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi.
This is my favorite of the original trilogy. I mean, I just want to see the main character be sweet. And this is where Luke was finally a Jedi.
I think the reason why I didn't care about that is because I had already, like, man, fuck Luke at this point, kind of.
Yeah.
Is how I was thinking. Because, like, he sucked in Empire Strikes Back, bro. Right. Like, he was a fucking annoying asshole the entire time.
He was annoying.
But he definitely, I mean, this is his moment. This is the Luke Skywalker movie.
The Luke Skywalker film. I like it, man. I like the beginning where he's got to free his buddies. I like the Wedge is my guy. I like the end.
Shout out to
everybody
Wedge.
Coming together.
Shout out to Lando.
Lando flying the Millennium Falcon, destroying the Death Star. I like the end fight. I think it's the best fight of the original trilogy. I like the
Ewoks took me out, man. I couldn't deal with them.
Is that why you don't like it? Because of the Ewoks?
Like, come on, bro. Like, you are asking me to suspend my disbelief a little bit too much here. These are teddy bears.
This was so. What's the deal? Like, was this kind of, were they noticing that more kids were starting to watch the Star Wars movies?
Yep, they wanted to sell toys. I mean, that's what they always do. This is why they introduced Boba Fett, is to sell the toy. Yeah, this is why they introduced Captain Phasma, to sell the toy.
Yeah, because Captain Phasma
didn't do shit.
He's so stupid.
Yep.
Yeah. I love this movie, but I'd be here to put it in B tier.
It's fine. Yes, I think that's good, because I think the next movie deserves to be an A tier, which is Rise of Skywalker.
Another movie that a lot of people don't like. I think this movie is awesome.
I agree.
It's good fight.
If you accept that, like, all right, it took me a while. It didn't. It actually, I went up and down and then back up on this movie, because I liked it. This movie is a crowd pleaser for sure. Yeah. It's an apology. But when I started thinking about it critically and how much it clashes with a movie that I love, which is Star Wars Last Jedi, it made me start to think like, why the fuck? You didn't have to do this, bro. You could have just had some balls and just told the story that you were going to tell at the end of episode 8. And I guarantee if you told a good story, people would have been fine. They'd have been fine with it. But once I let that go and was like, all right, whatever. They got scared. They wanted to do a thing where they just spent the first 30 minutes of the movie just hey, I'm sorry about episode 8. I know you guys, you wanted to see Luke Skywalker, you wanted to see whatever, my bad.
Right.
Here's a fucking reverse flame lightsaber stab. That nigga, that's the most like Mortal Kombat move I've ever seen, dog.
Yeah,
this flaming movie, reverse thrust.
But I mean, I do. I like it, man. I mean, there's some really cool scenes in this movie, man.
Agreed.
Like, I love the chase scene with the stormtroopers on the like motorbike thing. The kind of, it's like a sandmobile, I guess. And where are we at? What was this? This is Rise of Skywalker. Remember they're in the desert, and this is when they're shooting.
Yes, got it.
Yeah, that scene's really dope.
Yeah.
Also, I think Rey's awesome in this movie.
For sure.
People don't like Rey. She's a girl.
Rey was a boss in this fucking movie.
She's a girl.
She was good. Rey so another reason I know this is not about Last Jedi, but and again, with Last Jedi, I had to get over Finn. In order for me to enjoy it the way that I did, I had to get over the Finn betrayal, which I have not forgiven them for.
Me
like
either.
that. And
hate it.
John Boyega hasn't forgiven that.
Neither has he.
Right. Like he's salty about that shit, and I get why. Like y'all tricked him. Anyways, once I got over that, I was like, and that movie made me realize like, yo, Rey is actually really, really dope. And Rise of Skywalker was like, yeah, no, she is really, really, really dope. Rey Palpatine, kind of, hey, remember fucking here's a familiar name.
This guy from 6 billion years. I've died before.
Right. But it was cool. Like once you got over the gimmick, you know what I'm saying? Once you got over the baby face gimmick, and you realize that this movie can actually go in the ring type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think it deserves A tier for sure.
Boom.
All right, man. Rebels. I think I like Rebels more than you, but again, also whatever. I don't care.
I would put Rebels in C tier. I would put Rebels in. I don't really. I've seen all of Rebels actually. I like. Ezra's just such a like cookie cutter.
Yep.
Jedi. Kanan. Kind of the same way, I guess.
Sure. Yep.
I think the best characters in the show don't get enough shine. I think Sabine is the best character. The stuff with Ahsoka though and Vader is really, really, really very good.
And the Mandalorian stuff too.
The Mandalorian stuff with the Darksaber is good too. With Bo-Katan coming back, and this Sabine ends up with it. Where
at the end of yes, but then again. She doesn't have it.
So
by the time Mandalorian hits,
right?
So we still don't know what. And if y'all want to do some backtracking, let's figure out what happened then.
Yeah.
Unless there's a book that came out or a comic that I don't know about, we still don't know what happened to the Darksaber.
Right.
And I'm sure they're probably saving that for Mando.
Yeah, but I think C tier is good for Rebels. We got next Clone Wars,
and this appears to be
that's the show, right?
Okay, so the way it's worded here is that it's just Clone Wars, the final season. Are we going to include the Jindy? Are we going to do all of? We got to
just do all of Clone Wars. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Clone Wars is A tier, man. I agree. I think it's. Are there some arcs that are like very forgetful and sleepy time? Yes,
for sure. Entire seasons.
There's entire seasons that aren't very good, but they're. You do get like there's some really dope fights. There's some stories that like Darth Maul, man. Like without Clone Wars, we wouldn't have Darth Maul on screen. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have Ahsoka without Clone Wars. We wouldn't get a lot of the a lot of the meat and potatoes and on Anakin's way to the dark side if we didn't have the show. Also, like General Kenobi, like Clone War Obi-Wan is one of the sweetest Star Wars characters, and he is like really, really dope in this show.
Yep. Obi-Wan, most accomplished Jedi ever.
Yeah, bro. Like his resume is crazy. So I would put Clone Wars in A tier, man.
Boom.
Especially that final season. If it wasn't A tier, I think the final season bumped it up to A tier. And then we got my favorite movie that Hir-O hates. Fire. What don't you? I'll tell you what I like about it. Then you tell me what you don't like about it, and then we can find a place to put it. The reason I love Phantom Menace so much, one is because Darth Maul's my favorite character, and I think it's got the best fights. And I think it has maybe the most. There's a lot of action in the movie too.
Sure.
I do think that some of the political stuff is a little boring. I think that they went a little long on some of the political stuff in this movie. I think that we kind of got it right after a point, and I just think they kept kind of some of it don't make sense. Like honestly, there's a little bit of it that I'll be honest and I'll admit some of it don't make sense. And also, Jar Jar Binks is the worst thing that ever happened in Star Wars.
But hold on, wait a minute, because I've heard you make this argument before. Like,
I've never defended.
No.
Subtitles.
Well, I was gonna say I've heard you say not defend Jar Jar, of course not.
Oh no,
I've heard you like try to nullify the anti Jar Jar Binks argument in light of everything else. But what I have to say to that is he was fucking too much a part. He was too big a part of the movie.
He was too much. I agree.
To just be like, well, I'll just enjoy it. No, bro,
yeah.
He was too. It was too much.
Well, the argument I've made was that I said that if he would have just talked in a native language and they used subtitles,
that would have been good.
I think it would have took some of the heat off. But I agree. I think he's in the movie way. Like when I watch it now, I love this movie. Watch it all the time. I literally fast forward the part where the Gungans are fighting the droids in the bubble. I fast forwarded it because I just hate it so much.
Yep.
But I mean, I think this movie's got an amazing soundtrack. I think the fights are amazing. I think young Obi-Wan is amazing. Qui-Gon's one of my favorite characters. You get kind of the foundation and world building for the Star Wars movies to come for the next few years. You get the beginning of Palpatine's plan and everything he's trying to do. And I also like some of the planets are pretty cool. Like I think the Gungans are annoying and stupid, but I think the idea of like the underwater city was really dope. You know what I mean? Like I like Naboo. I think Naboo is a cool like new planet that they introduced. I liked the yellow Naboo starfighter ships, like stuff like that.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed the fights too. But like I said, I do think the political stuff was a lot, you know what I'm saying? I think it was maybe too much. And like I said, it doesn't all make sense either. They kind of vaguely, I've seen this movie 6 billion times and they don't really do a good job of explaining why the Separatists are like invading Naboo and why they should be able to.
They give no explanation.
Yeah. And also, and another thing, like I just love this movie because this was my like introduction to Star Wars. Like I was a kid, I knew what Star Wars was, but I never like actually sat down and watched all the movies until I got taken to see this, and then I went back and watched all the original movies. So
word up. Okay, let me start by saying that I am not as hard on the prequel trilogy as some people. I think that Return of the Jedi or Revenge of the Sith is a flat out good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's probably in my top 3 or 4 favorite Star Wars pieces of media ever. I think that Attack of the Clones is an abomination. I think it's almost I think the Dooku stuff, and the
Obi-Wan stuff,
the Obi-Wan on Kamino stuff,
and long hair Obi-Wan.
That's the only thing that is worth a damn, and that everything else is just total dumpster fire. I think that episode 1 gets a bad rap because it set a really poor precedent for what they were, because I think the story that they were trying to build, and what helped me understand this was that Darth Plagueis book explains what they were trying to explain in the prequel trilogy so much better. And it's like, oh, it gives context where the episode 1 lacks, right? Like about the separatist and how there's literally no explanation for how that conflict even got started.
That they don't really explain.
And they go for forever talking about, and the political, that's the thing that disappoints me so much, is because when you hear it explained in the Plagueis book, it's like, oh, this is actually really intriguing, and Palpatine is a fucking genius, and like, and Plagueis on top of him is even more of a cunning bastard,
right?
Because Plagueis is the one that got that shit really popping, and brought Palpatine in as like his henchman, but Palpatine, like, and this is even before episode 1, according to the book. Palpatine kind of peeped what he was trying to put together, figured he could do it better, and murdered Plagueis in his sleep.
Have you ever heard the story of
Darth Plagueis the Wise?
No.
Right. So once I got that context, it made it make a lot more sense. But in the actual movie, they did such a piss poor job explaining the political world, because it made it boring. It made something that was actually really interesting incredibly boring. And I really had a hard time with that. The Jar Jar Binks stuff is just inexcusable. Like, he's like, even if I wanted to ignore him, he's just and just enjoy everything else, he's just in the movie for so fucking long, and he's just so like, he's like, come on, it's unrelenting, bro.
Yeah.
He's an unrelenting annoyance in that movie. And not to mention the racial stuff. God damn it. I mean, obviously, right? Like, come on. And I also think that they yada past some of the more interesting stuff, which is like I would have loved for them to explore the prophecy, right? The Qui-Gon baby Anakin stuff, right? Yeah. Like, I was really, a lot of people scoff at the midichlorians, but y'all like the Skywalkers.
Right. I didn't have
Same thing.
A problem with the midichlorians. I actually thought it was a pretty creative way to explain it, like why these people have superpowers.
Right. The power levels.
Y'all would rather just, oh no, this family's just special. So that's
right. I mean, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is an original Hir-O hot take. If you're someone who scoffs at the midichlorians bloodline stuff, but you also exclaim that in order for someone to be special, that they need to be from a magical bloodline, then you're a hypocrite. Period. It's the same thing.
Facts.
It's literally the same thing. Anyways, so I wanted to know more about that. Now, I have since revisited, and again, this Plagueis book is really helping me out a lot. And I revisited it, and I was like, yo, there's actually some interesting world building that's happening in episode 1. And I think it, like, had they executed it better, it could have been it could have been phenomenal. It could have been one of the greats of all time, because of how much world building they had to do, what a decent job they did, all things considered, but how much was left on the table to still be fleshed out. So with that in mind, bro, I think I'm more lenient than what you might expect. I cannot put this movie in S tier. There's no way I can do that.
I mean, I know you're not going to put it.
There's no way I can do that.
And I don't think it's a perfect movie. It's just my favorite movie.
Fair enough. Hey,
like,
bro.
I literally.
Wait, hold on. Everybody. Hey, dog. Did you hear what he just did right now? Like, this is so important, y'all. Anytime you do these debates, or you do your motherfucking this person versus that person, acknowledge your bias. He recognized that this is not my favorite. This is not the best necessarily, but it is my favorite, right? That is huge to distinguish, right? This is the same way I feel about The Last Jedi. Right. It is not the best.
And you're going to bring your facts and to defend the thing that you like.
Sure.
But you also have to be able to acknowledge the flaws of the thing you like, which we talk about this all the time when people do like versus battles on the internet, which I can't stand, with characters from different universes. Right. Like, don't ask me if Kakashi can beat somebody that's your favorite character, because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to have 10 pages of why he can, because he's my favorite character.
However,
you know what I'm saying?
Unless, and here's where you motherfuckers go crazy, unless you say, who would win, Kakashi versus motherfucking Super Saiyan Blue Goku?
Dog.
You right? So now it's like, okay, you gotta fight fair. It doesn't matter who your favorite character is. Right. Who would win in a scrap? Nigga, my favorite basketball player of all time is Isaiah Thomas. He was not better than Michael Jordan. Period. Right. That's it.
Dog, my favorite basketball player ever, well, now it was Gilbert Arenas, but now it's Steph Curry. But Like, I can't sit up here and say that Steph Curry. Oh, Steph is. If I had to pick between Steph Curry and Michael Jordan,
right? Like, come on,
who would I build my team around? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I just wanted to acknowledge that awareness that is very, very uncommon in these nerd
I build my team around Steph Curry.
these nerd debates, recognizing the difference between favorite and best.
Yeah,
respect.
I agree.
Now, with that in mind, bro, and you know, you're my guy. I love you. You're my brother. I'd be willing, and especially since I was very impressed because you and look, I love my brother, but Noveliss is one of my favorites over everything people that I've ever met, bro. Like, period.
All day,
every day, and so am I. With that in mind, though, I would be willing to trade you.
Okay.
I'd be willing to bump The Last Jedi down to B tier and put episode 1 in A tier. I'll be willing to do that for you.
That's crazy, bro. We can go B tier with it.
You think so? All right, fine. I'll put them both in B tier. How about that?
B tier with it.
How about that? Is that fair? I'll put them both in B tier.
I like it.
Boom.
See that, guys? Best friends compromising.
Hey, dog.
Making it. Making a deal. Protecting the S tier, protecting the A tier.
Right.
I think this is good. But I'm such a favorites over everything guy that, like, I do competitive Pokemon battles, and I literally sit there and find the most, like, ridiculous strategies just so I can use my favorites and have them be effective instead of using the ones that everybody else uses. So,
hey, man. Bro, my favorite basketball team is the Pistons, and we've been trash for 15 years. So I'm with you.
My favorite team is the Warriors. Which, nah, bro, come on. We had some dark times
for sure.
I remember when Mookie Blaylock was. When we had Mookie Blaylock and Muggsy Bogues at the same time. Y'all don't.
Wow.
Remember that? Yeah.
Was that like 95?
Bro, that was
6?
like 90. That was like 98.
Okay.
Randomly.
This is right before Muggsy went to the Toronto Raptors, I think.
Yeah. This is like 98. Yeah. He had an awkward, random year with the Warriors. And I remember I used to play, NBA Showtime?
Yes. Bro, I think it was Kobe on the front, or Shaq. Was Kobe or Shaq? It was Shaq. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That game was, the models were so...
The boxy, right, nigga, block.
You would be dribbling up the floor, their heads would be just...
Right. Oh my God, dog. You know what game used to do that shit? They just be fucking... You remember Kobe Bryant NBA courtside,
yes,
dog?
Bro,
that shit was crazy.
With like the 5 pointers on there.
My God. And then they only had like 1 or 2 creator character models, so they all end up looking the same.
Bro, yes. But that was also one of the first games where you could create a player. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, NBA courtside.
I remember I made a 7'1" point guard that had 99 threes.
Doing that, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna be 7 foot when I was making 7 foot point guard handles.
Crazy, fucking coming out
all the way up.
Right. I think averaging 70 points a game. And that was back in the day where there was no like AI, so you could literally score 200 points if you wanted to.
If you wanted to, yeah.
And, bro, it's so broken. I remember
now 2K is not even fun because you can't even make a layup. Bruh. But you didn't time your.
So look, bro, I played. So this is a deep cut. I was playing NBA 2K2. 2K2.
I used to love the 2K
on Dreamcast, and so that game was so broken that even the AI was like, "Oh, I'm overpowered." So here's what happened. I created a character. You have your little fantasy worlds. I created a bunch of characters, right? And I created a rival for my character. And I had him just be in free agency. He ended up getting picked up by the Kings, I think. And I had him be 99 everything too. So both of us 99 everything. Bro, tell me why, no bullshit, nigga. Tell me why 2 weeks into the season, this nigga was averaging 138 points a game. I'm not bullshitting you, bro. The game didn't know what to do with those stats. So this nigga was literally averaging 138 points a game. And their team was undefeated, bro. I couldn't do nothing with him. He was shooting like 90% from the 3-point line. It's ridiculous. Shout out to old games before they started balancing.
Greatest player of all time.
Of all time. Ridiculous.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
There it is. This was not nearly as bloody as it could have been. We did a good job.
Yeah, I agree. Also, shout out to Russell Westbrook, who is the dog. This is ridiculous. This guy, as much as people hate on him, is the all-time Listen to this.
Right, bro.
All-time leader in triple doubles ever in the history of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. That is
What's the number? 100, 181?
I don't know. It's this ridiculous stat though. That's crazy, man.
Ain't nobody gonna catch that.
Nobody's gonna catch that.
LaMelo Ball has a shot, but he probably won't either.
Yeah, bro, because Russ be having some great 26, 18, and 19.
Right. And the 19 was points. 26 rebounds, a 6'4" point guard. Get out of here.
26, 21, and 20.
Yep.
And the 26 was assists.
Bro, he had a stat line the other day where he had 11 points, like 26 assists and like 14 rebounds. Bro, like, what are you doing?
Like,
and they're good too. Like, he turned that team around. Him and Bradley Beal.
And for a player who is like kind of hated on and stuff, like what an awesome way to cement yourself as an all-time great, regardless if you get a championship or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to find my niche in the stat game, and I'm just gonna break a ridiculous record. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like certified Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Russ.
Shout out to Russ. Shout out to Brody.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, Brody Lee. Also.
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Episode 81 in the books. We'll catch y'all next week. Make sure y'all go listen to Maverick Hunters, man. Out now. Megan Rand just texted me something crazy, and I'm hoping that it happens. But yeah, man, make sure you guys go download Maverick Hunters. It's on all streaming platforms. You can get it on Bandcamp. If you get it on Bandcamp, we got the vinyl in there. We had the vinyl campaign. It hit the 100% mark, so it's 100% go. So you can go there, grab one. Bandcamp gives you like 30 days to hit the vinyl and the vinyl goal, and we did it in like 2 days. That's amazing.
Let's go.
And yeah, man, just listen to Maverick Hunters, man. Hir-O's got 2 joints in there, memory card video out, and run it up, man. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind will lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.